All right. Okay. So, folks, I am back. Cancel the other. I had to cancel the other feed and then actually restart this one. Let's see if it shows up here. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. And this is still saying. Anyway, let me see if it ever connects. No, this is the wrong one. Okay, there it's coming up. All right. Yes. I can now see it. All right. Cool. Um, Hey there, Martin. How are you? Sorry about that mix up with the streams. Um, it's it's a Monday, and after being off for a week, what can I say? Anyway, I'm back. I spent yesterday on Dave's stream working on some items. Just now, let's just update what's going on. Before last week, well, 2 weeks ago now, the FujiNet boards came in, and um, these have a lot of the items already assembled, but there are 10 items I need to add for me to finish them. So I started working on them yesterday. The actually end product is going to be something that looks like this, and I've been printing the cases already. Um, we basically have the case with the board in it, and then this goes in. There's one screw I need to go to the hardware store to buy that actually secures this. Then there's some long screws like actually this. Retro Techie, hey, how are you? All right, Martin, no problem. These are some long screws that go through to actually secure into the back of the machine, like on a 2C or on a 2GS into the smart port. Okay, because there's a hole down here that they go through, and then it will connect. But to connect to the smart port, you need to use this here adapter, which then connects into the IDC port there, and then gives you your DB19 for you to plug in, and then these go through there. So anyway, I have all the cases printed. I have these long screws that are on the way because I could not find them here. I had to buy them off of Amazon, so they are on the way here. Um, then I still need to print the DB19 here, but I need to do that with resin. I don't. I'm gonna try filament again one more time because these here were printed with filament, so I'm gonna try it again with actually filament and just see what it does. Um, Hopefully, it'll do a better print. Um, because I need to finish this part. So anyway, but yeah, this is a nice device. It's coming along very well. It's a nice project. Fairly simple build. So I have a couple of them I need to finish. I did 11 of them yesterday, so I have these here to finish. So we'll go through those for a bit. Um, oh, don't worry about that. Retro Techie. I mean, those brackets there can handle about 120 pounds each bracket. And you see how they are spaced, and it's got that extra support there, and it goes into actually concrete walls. So that ain't going nowhere. I mean, that's very well anchored there in the back. Um, so I'm not too worried about that. Plus, those computers are sitting all the way to the back, and the actually weight distribution is very good. So I'm not too worried about it. So I started one already. There are 10 items I got to put on. Okay, when I had these built, it's easier to when they're build the PCBs, assemble one side. I could have them do both sides, but it's just not worth it because on the back there's just one, two, three, four, five, 6 items, and they would charge me too much for that. So I have them assembled just about everything on the front except for the ESP and these two buttons here that I'll put on. Then And then on the back there are, like I said, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items I need to put on. So let's go to the scope view so you can see what I've been doing. And I already got a bit of a mess there. All right, so I had to put on these two actually capacitors. These, oh, I forgot what these are called. Um, but they're signal levelers or something like that. So I had to put those on, and then the SD card slot. All right, so I already did that. Now on the front side here, I have to put on the actually ESP32. So I coat that first with a little bit of solder. By the way, I did get a new actually microphone. You noticed, huh, Retrotech? Yes, I do have the new microphone, and it seems a lot better. There's no cable or actually plug involved, so it's working quite a bit better. Um, so I'm very happy with how that turned out. So anyway, um, now to uh, okay. Now to put on this ESP32. So some flux. And the ESP32 is the main brain module for this thing. So you may wonder how I'm going to deal with that center pad that is under it, but there is a trick to it. Oh, my soldering iron went to sleep. My good faithful soldering iron died on me yesterday, so I'm using a backup here that is also not in the best of shape. I did order a new one, but it won't be delivered to Miami till Friday because of this potential storm. All right, so I'm gonna try to line this up on the pad there, and together with the lines down here, you see, I put that right in the corner there. And I secure the first leg. Come over here, I do the same. So yeah, I'm very worried about that storm because it's a strong one for actually Florida. Very strong. So I want to finish building these. This I drag solder also, as you can see. Then I come through and just fix it up nicely. And there we are. That side is nicely done. So I got these to build, and my new SE30 compact boards also came in. Um, for the SE30, and now too for the classic. That one there always bridges. That must be a big ground right there. That's right. That always bridges right there. Okay, so now that's done on the top side. Now I still got that middle pad to do, but as you can see, some of the flux came through when I put flux on it, and I coated that with some solder. So if flux can come through that, a trip was nice and fun. enjoyable. I really enjoy going there. Okay, so now I'm coming here with a little bit of hot air. Let me increase the flow a little bit. And what I want to do is just to heat up this spot, and the heat will go through those holes that are there into the solder that's already on the other side. You'll see a bubble up in a minute, shortly. Let me zoom in better for you so you can see it. Okay, so those little holes are there. There is solder on the other side of that. And solder is also inside those holes. See, so now it's starting to bubble up. You can see that. So the other side is getting nice and hot and melted. And it will adhere itself to the ESP32. I put a little bit of pressure on it just to push it down. And that's it. You see, those bubbled up, and now holding it for a little bit. And that's it. That's stuck on there. What do I need now? 2 buttons. Anyone else that's there watching and that hasn't said hi in the chat, welcome. Alright, so there's one button. And the other button. And then the other thing I need to put on is the IDC connector. So that goes right here, you see? There's the footprint for it and the notch. So put that in there. Turn it over, and we're going to solder that on. This is the final and 10th item I need to put on. Now, FujiNet is a nice device. It's the boards are open project, open source. The code is too. It's a very nice. Let's put it this way: what it gives you, what it adds to the Apple II, is not only a smart port like a Booty and those other drives that use ProDOS images and so forth, because it does have an SD card on it. But the other thing that it gives you is Wi-Fi capabilities. That then there are dedicated servers out there that are hosting everything, and those images and that you can mount them remotely, or you can copy them to your SD card. And there's a lot of different utilities that you can run on this device that are specifically written for it, and you benefit of the web services, like weather feeds, different API calls that are being made. You can even emulate a printer and a modem, so you could use another app to run and connect through it to an actually BBS. So this one done. That's it. Let's go on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is the 8th. So we have 8 left to build. I want to try something here. I think I'm going to try to put on this ESP32 on first to level it on the other side, because what's happening is that when I flip it over, it's higher. So if I put on the ESP, I think those two will balance out. Yeah, it'll give me a lot more stability on the other side. So let's put on the ESP32 first. So I just take a little bit of solder. You see, right here is that pad again that I told you that needs to be secured. And it's just really ground. Oh, shoot. Hold on, folks. Let me see what that is. Oh, sorry there. Yes, I was muted. Hey there, Trina. Sorry about that. Just so sorry. I didn't. I actually muted to take that call, and I thought I unmuted it, but my mouse is acting up. Sometimes when I click once, it does, and as you double click. So y'all are there now. Thank you. Apologize on that. Okay, so we have most of that on now. Let's go ahead and heat this up again so we can make sure this sticks. Yeah, I haven't had enough coffee yet for me to prevent these errors. You see, so once I see that flux starting to come up, I know it's starting to boil. Well, it's starting to heat up, and it's going to melt the solder. See, I can already see the solder in there melting. Okay, so now I just hold it down for a couple seconds. Nothing wrong with a silent stream. I like to do the ones that, I mean, I'm just working and there's just background music playing. I haven't done one of those in a long time. Okay, so that should be on there pretty good now. All right, so now let's go put on these two actually capacitors right here. They are tiny. These are 402 size. But the nice thing is that they're two different colors, so I know that the gray one like this goes on 7, and the darker one is 8. Okay, now we go to these level shifters. All my products should have RGB, meaning RGB based, meaning actually LEDs. Nah, but there are some on this. All right, now these things are very different to put on. Some people you put them on using heat, and just float it in place. I was doing that, but then I was like, I like doing it this way more. So I come here, I put it there. I know where it goes. I'm about to make sure that it's centered pretty good. And I just slide it along there. The solder will connect to the pad and connect to the little bit of metal that's exposed on the chip right there where it should be, and that's it. That's that. That one is on. You're killing it lately, Will. Oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. Um, yeah, I didn't watch the show last night, Katrina, because I was on a stream with Bruce. He was on at the same time. Um, I was working with him to try to solve SRE loaded. he messaged me this morning and saying, "Oh yes, I finally figured it out and fixed it." So I didn't watch it live. I'll go back and watch it recorded. Again here, I make sure everything is centered pretty good. And that's it. Not much to it. Lights on everything. I'm not gonna stick the. I'm not gonna say exactly what solved the problem for Bruce finally, but well, he well he did post it on actually Facebook. So um, one of my pet peeves with an actually reloaded SE30 board is those freaking awful plastic clips, RAM and ROM socket, and let's just say it. Bruce and I've experienced that too. So now he knows. Um, he actually removed bank zero for RAM sockets and put on other donors from another board and solved this problem. Let's just say it. That's what it was. Both him and I had that feeling, but we didn't want to say it really because it was a lot of work to change the RAM socket. Okay, so those are on. The two capacitors are on. Let's do the. Ah, okay, that's pretty interesting, right, Taki? Shoulder cam live streams. Well, I tell you, I mean, there's some very creative um, content creators out there. Um, Believe it or not, in person, I'm not a. I never was a good presenter, or I hated speaking in public. It just was not my thing, and very shy on that when it comes to that. Because the thing was that when I get nervous, I always had an actually stutter, and with English being my third language, um, that made the actually stuttering even worse as a kid. So I always shied away from um, public speaking or presentations and so forth. Even in my career. Um, Now, if I'm sitting in a meeting at my office with, or in a board, or in a full management meeting or something, that's different because I work with those people every day and I know them and I am comfortable around them. But to do a live public presentation in front of strangers was not my thing. So that's why I'm very surprised with this. I'm like, oh, but I don't really stammer here. I really don't stutter because I don't see you all. Y'all are out there behind all over the world on the other side of a computer, but so it gives me more of that security that I'm okay. Okay, so this one is almost done. I want to do a little bit of cleaning on it. We just got 3 things left to put on it, and I think it went a bit faster this time by doing it this way, using letting the ESP go on first to help make it a more level item. Yes, I'm actually enjoying this. True, you do gotta say that. This is a different. And to think of it, I never saw it before. It's February 22. I never did this. I never. You asked me what a capacitor is, or an actual resistor, or this or that. I wasn't able to tell you. I didn't even know about the different size numbers and all this and all this other stuff with them. I mean, design a circuit board. Oh my God, that would have been like, how the hell you do that? 3D printing things. Not something I ever expected I would be enjoying to do. All right, so yes, it is a relaxed atmosphere. What's nice with this is that I am home. I'm comfortable here at home. I could be sitting in my pajamas or this or that. And, something you would never know unless it shows up on camera. Um, and I'm comfortable doing this. Okay, so if y'all want to learn more about FujiNet and what it is, go to FujiNet.online. The address is right there, FujiNet.online. It's an amazing product. It is out there for the Atari, for the Coleco Atom, now for the Apple II. It's coming for the Commodore and for the 68K Max. It started off for Atari, so it's out there for many different Atari versions. But we're not going to make the Atari ones because there's a lot of people making that. Um, I like to make for the Commodore and for the 68K Max. Okay, so this one done. That was it. Okay, so that's 2. Oh yeah, there's one I'm not gonna make, so that's right. I gotta pull one out. I don't have enough parts for me to make it. I may go make as much of it as I can, and then yeah, I'll make as much of it as I can, and then we'll leave that one chip that I don't have. It came off. It fell out of the package, and it's so small. I don't know where it went. So I am minus one chip. All right, so oh, let's go ahead with this one. We're going to. Yeah, I don't want to leave such a big blob there, so I'm trying to get that off. So now once I have these built, I gotta take them to my other computer, connect them to the computer. There is a flashing program that I run that will automatically detect it, and um, Let you select the version of the firmware to load and program it and do everything for you. Then I do have to take them to a machine itself and do a connection test and connect it to my Wi-Fi and do the rest of the stuff, make sure it all communicates and works well, reads a SD card. Okay, so we're going to drag this one. I see how that came off. I gotta fix that. I really need to put this cap a little bit further away. Okay. That ground one. Always have that bridge right there. It's just so beautiful when that solder just flows directly into the pockets and the pads and sticks and just it just knows where to go. It's just amazing. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling. So we have this. See, this is that whole area now that I need to heat up. This board seems to be a lot of silk screen, a lot of that green inside those holes. But this one I may not be able to see that well. So this one I just gotta go by faith or by belief that I've heated it enough. I mean, I could poke a little needle in there, try to get some of that silk screen out so I can see what it's doing. All right, I'm pretty sure that's going to be good enough. I'm going to give this a little clean here. All right, let's go put on these things on the back. We have two capacitors. Martin rambles a lot. We all have our things. And retro, I find you actually present some of your things very well, very actually creative. You really enjoy those classic video games, finding them. And if we look at this, there's a little notch up here in this corner. That's where that dot has to go, so it's got to go on like that. Your bungling videos. Yeah, Martin had to step away for a little bit. He said he'll be back later if I'm still on. So and so even though this chip looks intimidating and be like, oh my God, how do I secure that? It's very easy. And what I mean by that is very easy. If we were to look at the chip, you see how it's got a little bit of copper right there on the edges. You see, so that's where the solder is actually sticking. That's the thing, Roger Techie, just be yourself, man. That's how I am. I mean, I recently seen that in here that um, there can be a lot of drama, and there's some very controlling people. So, no thanks. So I got to the point that I do my thing. I don't worry about anyone else's negativeness or dislikes. Be myself. That's the most important thing. Be myself for one. Two, respect the others that are out there viewing my channel and enjoy myself. Okay. A little bit off, but it's still okay. I still can't always get it exactly perfect. All right, let's do the SD card slot. I'm coming back to the chat now. Yes, I do it for the fun. I don't do this for the fame, for the pleasure, well, for the enjoyment, for. I mean, I don't do this for the fame or the monetization because I don't need it monetized, and I can't even monetize down here in Cayman. So, um, and I do it for my own learning and my own restoration of the stuff for others. I mean, shoot, man, I got boards coming from all over the world. I have boards from Romania, Bulgaria, France, Italy, Netherlands, Germany, um, Australia. Haven't had any yet from actually South America, from Spain. Um, Canada, US. I haven't had from any other islands or from South America, Central America. Okay, we're done with that. That's on there. Quick and easy. Let's do the two buttons. I'll give it a cleaning afterwards. I mean, some of the people that I've done their boards for, I mean, I'm sorry I may not have emailed you back or things like that because, oh my God, I got so many emails and so much things to build. All right, IDC socket. So I have most of the cases for these items printed. I think I got 4 more to print. I have a total of 20. I need to see how I want to print that adapter, that DB19 connector. Okay. All right, so this one is finished. That's it. I'm just giving it a brushing now. And I mean, one of the other things retro that I see, a lot of the people out there that are doing this, I don't see them repairing anything. I mean, the only ones that I really see that are still repairing things are like Steve, me, Bruce, out of the main ones that I know. Um, all right, this one done too. That's 3 already. Um, there's some other ones that repair, but I don't really watch their channels too much. Justin is doing repair. Justin is doing amazing things. He really enjoys it, and I do gotta give him hands down credit for that. He tackles some very difficult things. Okay, so when I get a board that's got trace repair and that, I really enjoy it. That's okay. Let me do this here without dragging, so hopefully I don't get that cap. taken off. Okay, now I can drag it past that cap. That's the well. That's a good idea, retro. But it's. See, I'm not into the gaming, and I don't know the software. I'm just even as a kid, I could never sit there and play video games constantly, even on the computer. And even now, I mean, you see all those machines behind me that you, but I rarely turn any of them on. I have a couple of them that I have set up on my table there that I use to when I need to create like an image or do something specific. But you know, there's gonna come a time that, I mean, I may not be doing reloaded boards and that I may then get into the usage and the software. Okay, that one is on there. Yeah, this is my niche. This is what I enjoy. You know what? I think here too. I'm gonna have some of these that are. Oh, I want to try something here before I heat that up. 1.5. Let's see if that's. I have to thank John from the Big Bad Biologist. He's another one that does repairs, and I like his videos. Uh, wish that he streamed more and showed more of his work. But I gotta thank him for putting me on to these things. They're the dental picks. These are for dental usage. But as you can see, they're very nice files with like drilling and that, and flexible. So they're very good for like these vias. You see, you can really get into them if you need to. See. So my intention there was to try to open that up so I can get the heat down there and actually heat that up. You see now I can see the flux coming through. So the heat's going to get to the solder that's on the other side. See, it's already pushing it all up. See, I can see it bubbling. See that? And that's it. How long have I been on already? 56 minutes. Okay, almost an hour. All right, so we're pretty good with that. Let's go on. These two little capacitors. Right. And even growing up retro, I mean, like my friends in the neighborhood had actually Intellivision and Atari and this. I could never sit there hours and play that. I mean, I was more of an outside person. As a kid, I just when I got my VIC 20 and then my Commodore 64, I was not even into the games then either. I did more learning the programming, learning that, and doing that, creating things. You all see that okay? Oh, it's fast because I get when I when after doing the first few, you learn the little tricks and ways to do it faster. Like at the beginning, I was not dragging when I was soldering on those actually ESP32s. I was doing each little cavity at a time. And now you see I just drag it. Same thing with these. I found out how to do them quick and easy. See, when you see me reheating it like that, it's for me to loosen it back up and to adjust it a little bit because I don't find it sitting very nicely. Let's just say I get into the comfort zone. This one's way off. Let me see here. Okay. What I mean by way off, I'll show you what I mean. But I gotta clean it first. You're gonna see what I mean by way off. Martin is back. I'm the end of the stream. No, come on. Okay, you see, so on this side it's pretty well. I mean, you can see that, right? But now let's look here. You see, it's way too much to the right this way. I could tell that once I saw here and I saw how little bit of pad was actually left. You see, over here is completely off. They're completely not lined up. So to fix that, now we're going to use some heat and we're going to see, you're going to be, if it does what it should, it's going to be very neat to actually watch. Okay. I'm going to heat this up and you may see it dance and shift back into position. See that? That's it. It will automatically slide, and the flux and the solder will help it slide and go into position. Okay, now I'll come with my soldering iron and a little bit more solder and just touch them up again, especially this side here. Clean. Let's clean this. Yep, I like how that moves too. So that's why I'm not too worried if I don't line it up right. I can always heat it up and it will slide into position. Okay, so now if we go look at this, see how beautiful that side looks? And this side here now too should line up perfectly. Look at that. Perfectly. Okay. That's not a bridge there. It's just a little bit too much solder, but it's okay. It's not. I mean, I could flow these also, but they're okay. All right. So last thing to put on is the SD card reader. Well, not last thing, but last thing for this side. So I got 3 more items on the other side to go put on. Okay. This side done. Okay. Now the 2 buttons. Not 3, 2. I do have to thank a couple of other content creators. Adrian did a great video on the SE30 compact board, which is the analog board, power supply, and CRT replacement for the SE and SE30. The little test he did with putting it on the SE30 really helped us that we're going to make some design changes to make it a bit better. Then also Colin from This Does Not Compute did a nice video on his SE30 and talking about our ROM sim programmer more towards the end when he was talking about ROMs and that. So thank you so much for that. And then Bruce now too is using, we sent him one of our compact SE30 boards and he's using that like crazy on his streams. It's a great bench tool. I mean, but he's also going to make a special project with one, so I'm going to send him one more. But I'm going to send them the actually latest version, which has now on our SE compact boards we have smart fan control. So it's an AT tiny processor that is running some code that takes readings from a temperature sensor, and based on some calculations it will determine if it's got to turn on the fan or not, and to what speed it's got to put the fan on to bring the temperature down. So now it works with a 12-volt fan instead of a 5-volt fan. So that one done. Another one done of the FujiNets. I only got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So let me come here and have a sip of coffee. Oh, that was stream as healthy, stream as, okay. Just checking some new things here. I never used this before. This YouTube thing. Okay, so we let's go on to the next one. I want to get these done because I have to build some of those compact boards because I sold already 3 of them. I have 1 built. I mean, if y'all want to see, why did this go? Okay, let me change here. So this is the new SE30 compact board. Really, it doesn't look too much different. I'm now using JST plugs for all the jumpers, for all the connections that are available on the boards, because that then locks it in, so it's a lot more secure. With normal pin headers, it can easily pop off. So, and then the main circuitry stuff that we changed was we put the actually negative 5-volt circuitry right into the board now instead of an add-on that was on this side. So now it's built into the board, and then this is the circuitry for the actually fan for the actually fan actually control, and the fan connector is there now. So that's a dedicated 12-volt fan connector. Okay, a pi actually 0 goes right here, and that's it. So this is for the SE30, and this is the same thing for the the classic and the actually classic 2. It does not need a 5-volt because it does not need a negative 5-volt because that board actually generates its own. But we had to pull the audio out of the connector and give it its own header connection here. So you can plug in the speaker here now, and you still get audio, and everything is the same as the one for the SE30. See, but just for the compact. I mean, for the SE Classic. So I have to build 2 more of these for me to ship out, and I may get my other items I have to ship out ready because I've got like 5 boards for people to send out and some different things. But yeah, that's that. So, all right, let's go back to here. Let's finish these. Okay. All right, let's put on this ESP. And now I just want to anchor it down here. Right, that side done. Let me zoom in a bit more so you can see a bit better how I'm doing this. Fix my focus, and I can fix yours. Rudy, hey there, how are you? Your work night was okay? Because I'm presume you work a lot at night, or okay. So that's also soldered on. Oh, just a little break from work. Okay, so you're at work now. Okay, so we have that on. Let's go do our heating trick. Let me see how these vias look here. Luckily, I kept the device right here. This one seems a bit. Okay, I can see solder through it, so let's go heat it up. I can see the solder bubbling already. Okay, move on to our capacitors. So really, so far, there's only one thing that I soldered on, which is the ESP. So, oh shoot, I forgot I had one loose over here I could use. I need to remember that. So now the new compact cards are also, as much as we can do SMD, has been done SMD, and we ordered them populated from JLC. The board is still a little bit hot. So we ordered them already populated. Same thing with these FujiNets. With as much as we can, then we just add a few items that are left. Uh, I'll probably use some hot air on this one and actually flow it. not move, and it's already in a position. All right, let me let it cool down a little bit. Done. Next one. Hey Ron, morning. Just a few of us here, not too much. Rudy's in here, Retrotechy, Martin, you. Those are the ones that have said hi. Slash chip on, then we do the memory slot, the SD card slot. Yeah, I need to float this one too. Alright, those are both loaded, those are good. Cool down a little bit, then we'll put some more solder on there. Okay. That done, memory card slot. Oh, come on out of the plastic. There are two LEDs on it, but they're on the other side there. You you bought some of the RAM Retrotechy. Was it the Blink one you got, or was it before I started the Blink? I can't remember. Yeah, this is the BC2 tip that I use, one I use the most. Really the only tip that I use. Okay, that's on there. Now the two buttons. I'll show you the two LEDs in a minute, alright, so you can know that there are some on here. Alright, there's the LED right there, D1. And then there's one over here, D2. BC2, BC2 tip. B as in boy. A lot of people like the actually chisel tip. It's good too. It's, um, I got stuck in there. Okay, and last thing to connect is the IGC connector. Okay, another one done. Next. All right, Rudy. See you later. I'm probably gonna stream till like about 12 my time. That's another 2 hours. Because then, like I said, I got a 1:30 doctor's appointment I need to go to. This is that ground pin that always seems to break. That one right there. side. Done. Make sure that the solder mask is all out. Heat that up so you can see. Flux is already coming through. I can see the solder melting. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's hot. Right, so that side of the board gets to cool down a little bit. Let's do these here first. Clean solder on there. I'm gonna float them both, but I'll float them when I have this one on. Yeah, so this one is hard to do because the board tilts. All right, let's put on some hot air on the subject. And we'll see this one float in place. Same thing with this one. There it goes. Yep. Nice solder ball right here. I'll take that out. Okay, let's do these two capacitors. Yeah, I made them. I made them float with the heat. With the heat and the solder already there, they fall right in. Oh, let me use the one that I already have. They're size 402 capacitors are so tiny. Okay, and then memory card slot. Later, okay. Um, Later, Retro. Thank you. Always nice to have you join us. Okay, almost done with this one. Okay. All right, now we put on the two switches. Okay, and last item, the ribbon cable connector. So yes, you can connect this directly to a smart port card like the Yellowstone, or you could connect it with a ribbon cable to your smart port on your GS or 2C. It doesn't have to be plugged in directly to the back, and so you have some flexibility. It will come with a ribbon cable to connect and everything. So okay, this one done. That's another one finished. 3 more to go. Okay, well, folks. I'm gonna let me. I have to run to the restroom, so I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not taking the microphone with me. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm sorry about that. Down to 3 people. Oh, oh, that's okay. I'm here to build this stuff. All right. No, my dog didn't come look for me. All right, so 3 more to go. Not too bad. They go quick. I do have some solder on it. Oh, but it's not hot enough. All right, let me get the temp. So my first run on these items is just 20. Have to list them for sale maybe today. I still got a little bit of stuff to do to them that I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the long screws to arrive. So even if I list them today and sell today, it might be a week before I ship them. Get that one pin that always gives me the trouble with the, because it's the ground. And let's get these little ones here that are behind this capacitor here that gives me all sorts of trouble. Okay. Now I can drag it. So Hurricane Milton, I should look at the latest thing too, because my sister and her family and kids live in the Fort Myers, Cape, Cape Coral area. They were they're very worried about that, and especially with flooding. Um, the yesterday's track had it going more towards them. Now it's moved quite a bit further north on the track, but the track is still today's the 7th, and so the 9th. The 9th is when it's supposed to be right off the coast of actually Saint Petersburg Beach. So they're in a bit better predicament, but Tampa Bay area is surely not in a good position. Okay, where did my little? There you are. Tampa Bay area is not in a good position. That's a very populated area. You've got Clearwater, Largo, St. Pete, Seminole. You've got all that area there, Dunedin, Oldsmar, Tampa Bay itself, where you have Harbor Island. You got South Tampa, North Tampa, all that area. If it does go there, oh my God, I pray for y'all. Please, please, please prep. Anywhere in from that side across Florida up towards Orlando, um, Jacksonville, Gainesville, St. Augustine, all that area, please, Daytona, y'all better get ready. This thing is a beast. I mean, my son is down in West Palm Beach, and he's finally not in the cone, but he's still gonna get some rain and some wind because they'll experience tropical storm conditions. Almost a Cat 5 now. I mean, latest one. See, I just had it on my phone when I went to the bathroom. What they show it as now. I think it's just still dancing around out there. I mean, it's finally starting to go do more of an easterly track, but it's still going south. I mean, it's gonna get very close to the Yucatan there. Oh my God, yes, that's already a 4. 135, gusting up to 165. I just hope it does that turn. I mean, it's got to do that turn going north and east. I mean, that's a pretty sharp, hard turn. I think it's just pulling in some more clouds. Yeah, well, that was the earlier bulletin, was to go ashore right there by Bradenton, Sarasota area, but now they have it a bit further north. They have it coming ashore right at actually Saint actually Petersburg Beach. And if that goes there, I mean, those barrier islands and all that are gonna get devastated. St. Pete, cut across there, go right across South Tampa, MacDill Air Force Base, that is down there. Oh my. Oh yeah, right over Disney. Come out a little bit north of actually Titusville, south of Daytona Beach, but all that, I mean, all that are gonna be in the eye wall, in the eye area. Wow. Oh, I don't know. They haven't created anything. I have TWC on now. Oh, the Weather Channel. Yeah. I mean, scientists haven't created anything that they can just like in these hurricanes drop something that will just make it fall apart or go away. I mean, I've heard that they do have something like that, but then it creates massive rain somewhere else. I mean, they don't have nothing that they can control that with. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I lived in Tampa area for a while. That's how I know that area fairly well. Um, well, as a little kid, I went to 1 year elementary school, 3 years middle school, and 1 year high school in the actually Clearwater, Dunedin area. Um, so for actually 5 years, I was in that area. Then later in life, I moved. I went to University of South Florida in Tampa. Back to passenger go. Before I came back to Cayman full time. So in the 90s, I was back in Tampa area. And yeah, I know we never really had any major storms over there, but man, if one hits now, especially the direction this one's coming from, and it's gonna push all that water into Tampa Bay, and then it's got nowhere to go. I mean, Brandon area and all that is gonna get. Oh my God, I can already see the flooding. I mean, they better get help ready from now. Okay, that one is on. Let me see if that was my sister because I did message her. Oh yes, it will definitely set a new record. Oh boy, just heard another elder from my family back home in Curacao passed away. Oh, the elders are disappearing. I'm becoming the elder. I need to float this one. Too far up. I'll put the other one first on and then I'll float them both. Yes, days are just flying by and we're all becoming the elders. But she had a bad heart and a lot of problems, and I was very surprised she lasted this long with her condition. Like from my dad's side, um, all of it, all of his branch, meaning the children from my grandfather, are all gone. Strange, I just heard. All right, let's actually float these two. I need to float them into position. I think this one is pretty good. Oh no, she moved quite a bit. That one too moved quite a bit. All right, all of those moved quite a bit into position. Yeah, I still have my mom, and all of both of her siblings are still alive. Then my sister and my brother, which are the only two, we are still here. My sister is up in Cape Coral, Fort Myers area, like I said, and my brother is down in Brazil. My mom and I are the two here in Cayman now. But when she passes too, I'm not staying in Cayman. Cayman is too expensive. I'm taking the show on the road. Okay, that done. Now the two buttons and the connector for the cable, and this one finished. Okay, those are on. Uh, that's a downer though, boy, hearing that news. And my father was family of five. He was the third one to pass away. Oh, sorry, they were a family of six because one died as a baby. So he was the fourth one to pass away. Then the two oldest stayed alive. And then my uncle passed away, and the last one was my aunt. Okay, this one done. Let's go one more. Here we go. So it wasn't until those last two passed away that I was like, oh damn, that whole branch is gone. I find that a little bit too much solder. I don't want to leave that much on there. Okay, that's when it hit me. So let's put on this other one here now. I need to relieve some of the strain on that one. Alright, let's get this one here. That's the ground. Get these three up here. Alright, now I can drag the rest. Okay. Cool, I think they're here to do my yard. Okay. ESP is on there. Heat. Oh, before heat, let me see how these holes are. Okay. As long as the heat can go down in there, melt that solder. I mean, that's just a ground plane, really. That's all. That's what that connection is. Okay, turn over here on the back now. Let's get these two on. Yeah, you see that last one? I'm missing one of these. I need to see if I can find it. Maybe it's here on my bench somewhere. One piece that I lost. Maybe I sucked it up in the vacuum cleaner. It's one of these um, signal levelers that I bought enough, but when I opened up the pack, some extras came out and they flew all over the place, and I lost one. Okay, I'll probably float it in place. Martin, has the state of Florida started issuing any hurricane watch list warnings and so forth, and flooding evacuations? Let's float these two. That one doesn't want to float, so I guess it's already in place. Mandatory evacuations, but for where? Summary, you don't need to. Ah, I need flux. I was trying to avoid it. Alright, let's put on this other one here. I don't know if I'm going to build that last one yet, though. Oh, yeah, well, Tampa, mandatory state of emergency declared zone A and A, B, and B. Okay. Tampa, yeah, that whole Tampa Bay, Pinellas, Pasco, Braden, Sarasota counties. I'm sure all those will be evacuated a lot. But I still remember. I mean, some of my funnest years were living there in Ashland Clearwater and going to school there. Middle school, I was in band. Dunedin is a Scottish community, so the school was also Dunedin Middle. It had a Scottish theme, so it had a Scottish marching band. And believe it or not, I was in band. So yes, I had to wear all that Scottish stuff and kilt and hey, done. I hear machines outside. Let me see if they're here doing my yard. No, like that actually YouTube videos way behind. All schools closed along the West Coast. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing it good and early. That area hasn't had storms in a long time. Okay, sockets. Well, SD cards. Yeah, SD cards locking. Call it what it is. I really loved how well the bomb and everything was set up for this project. I mean, some of the things they tell you, well, you won't find it from this store. Here's the link. Gotta get this from eBay, this from that. Okay, two switches. These will clean good in the ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm waiting for my new fluid to arrive. Let's see, Miami just had a flash flood watch issued. Tampa, Orlando, Cocoa Beach warnings, mandatory evacuation order for Fort Myers. Yeah, well, my sister's down there in the Fort Myers area, but I'm wondering if her area is if her location is being evacuated. My niece is not in a flood zone. Neither is my nephew. They live there too, so um, Let me see if she sent me a text here. Okay, so what do I have left here? IDC connector. Alright, did I go off? No. Okay, this one done. Alright, instead of mandatory evacuations, we're now voluntary. Okay, um, her 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 neighborhood or her section of Fort Myers is under voluntary actually evacuation. I'll build this one up just as much as I can, but like I said, I'm missing that one item that I need. Maybe I can find it in the bin here, or I thought I put it in the bin with all the rest of the stuff. But we'll build it as much as we can. Where's that ground one right there? That flux went to the underside. I'm not going to mail anything out yet though, because all the stuff that I mail out from here goes to Miami, so I may want to wait and see, because Miami floods very quick and easy. Let me wait on shipping those items out until after the storm. I think that's a good call, because I do have quite a bit of stuff I need to mail out. Alright, so let's heat this up. Let's see how these holes are. Let's just poke at them. Okay. Heat this up. We're getting to the end here. They sent me 41 buttons instead of 40. Okay, that should be sticking on pretty good. Lots of flux came out. $924 and 180. That's a 5. My sister just said the same thing, that it's going to be flip flopping between 4 and 5, and they're expecting it to hit land as a 4. Okay, so let's put on these two because that's all I have. I'll have to look for the other one. Maybe I can still find it. The Weather Channel had just said they have never seen anything like it ever in their lifetime. I can tell you, I went through Hurricane Ivan, and when it hit Cayman, that thing was beyond a Category 5. I am going to float them, so I'm not going to. Well, I can tell you, Ivan, when it came over us and it was moving so freaking slow, that thing was more than 165, because we had actually recorded winds here that reached up to actually 220, gusting up to actually 220. Oh, that is massive wind. I need to put some solder on that one. Okay, that's all I can do for that. Let's do these two capacitors. Oh, that's the last for these capacitors. I can put them away in their baggie. Yeah, we had some gusts that were amazing with Eshy Ivan. And that was our last major one here. I mean, 20 years ago for us. Okay, SD card slot time. Now, some people say there's a conspiracy of why in North Carolina they don't want to recover it and bring people back in because they say there's a lot of lithium in that area. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, truth or not, I have no idea. And they want to mine it. They, so that's true or not, nah. But yeah, FEMA is in a bad situation. Government and all, they not helping. But they'll help and they'll give an actually illegal more than their own people. Okay, and let's put on the IDC. Is bad worldwide. Yeah, yeah. The whole immigration thing is crazy. I mean, it's very crazy. Okay, this is the last thing we're soldering on the FujiNet for now. This is the last one, unless I can find that piece I need. I can find that. That's the only thing to put on. So that means I'll have 19 available to sell. All right. Okay. All built, and my desk is cleaning off a little bit. I want to see how this is cleaning up. For me to move on to the next item, which is these here that I need to build at least 3. But I do want to look. I do want to look for the um, For you all to see how I keep these things is I keep my stuff like in bins, and I mark as I get the items. I mark where they go on these boards. Like this was U345. This was that little item that I'm missing one of them of. And I've looked. I've looked in here like crazy. It's not in the bag. These are some connectors that I'm gonna need for some of these cables that I gotta make. And I've got the crimping tool. These are pins for the DB19 connector. These are some other connectors that I need. This is what the boards came in. This was the ESPs were in here. Let me see if maybe that piece I need went in here. Oh, big old reel of cable I need for me to make those special cables. And see, this was my first test print of a case. This one is in black. Very nice cases that they have. This is that DB19 connector I was telling you about that I need to see how. I'm going to do this. Because these I already have a bunch this way. It's a bit different than the one that they have. Maybe I'll make one using this. And then there's a special ring that's got to go over this, which then, yeah, see. So maybe I'll build one of these right now and see. Some more DB connector as well as floppy SD card. No, it's not in here. I don't know where that small little item went. I mean, it might be on my bench or somewhere. I have no idea. I printed one of their DB19s and it came out like this, which was, if I pull this up on the scope, let me put some of the stuff back in here. So this is everything for this project. This is how I keep all the stuff together. And all of my projects are like this in a bin. Oh, but this is the opposite of this, and I have those somewhere. Um, all right, so if I go back to my scope, see what happened when I printed this. You see that inner space there? So there's a lot of there's a lot of pieces all over the place, see, and the pins are not gonna go in good in these. But I'm more worried about this back here, what it did. Hey, even if I use this and I put in a pin, and then this is gonna solder into a PCB anyway. All right. Now you see here, my pins are going in too far. You see, my pins are made for the DB19 connector that Joaquim designed for us, you see. It's a lot different, a lot nicer. Now these were resin printed by actually JLC. And these pins go in, but I do need to pound them in a little bit. Um, what time is it? 11. Okay. You see, and then they go in a lot better. That needs to go down a bit deeper now. Okay, that's about right. And you see, that's my problem now that this happened. This is that I pounded this one and see how I flanged the head. I should have used something on it beforehand instead of doing it direct. Mm. Anyway, I pulled that pin out because really I should have this in, and then but I'm trying to see all the sockets, if it needs every single one filled. Yes, 3D printed. You're retro brighting your whole collection, but you got winter coming soon. All right, this pin I can't use. Let me see. Now, these are the pins that came out of Sweden that Joaquin sent me. All right, I need a pin. One, two, both those there need a pin. All right, these two here don't need, but I need one here. This one I'm sure needs one from the other side. I need one here. I gotta check the other side and see if maybe those two are gonna need it from the other side. There, I was off by one. That's the one that didn't need one. That one is there more for anchoring. This one, but I do need one here. I, and I'm sure from the other side, I'm gonna have to end up populating every sock, every one. Alright, that should be. Alright, let's check out from the other side. Yeah, you see, I told you I was gonna need that and that one. Yeah, I need that one. That those two will get joined. Need that one. Yep, I need them all. They're all used. So all 19 are used. I think I got a good amount of these pins that I can, and I have a lot of these sockets, but I just don't know if this one's gonna work. It's a little bit different than the ones that they print. Okay, so now I need to push all these down. uh, I need to do this better. I need to do this hell of a lot better. I need to get. All right, I need to find a better way of pushing all these down in one shot. Give me 1 second here. Let me go get something. To go get a real hammer. All right, I got to do this off camera side because of how. I need a bit stronger. You ready to see? But too many of them flared. And that's going to be a problem going into that board. This is where my problem is going to be now. See, too many of them flared. What I mean by flared is you see how this here opened up. Hmm. I think more some of these pins. Yeah, it is because you see these DB19s of ours were made for a different purpose, and I'm trying to purpose them for here. The Fuji team uses a different type of pin. You see, but I think a lot of my issue is, you see, they use a different pin, and I didn't buy. Give me 1 second here. Let me. Where do I have those? I got no. Pins. Where do I have them? Here in this one. Yeah, I think they're in here. I'm looking. I do have another type of pin. I gotta find where I put them. You see, the pins I used here were very specialized pins that came out of Sweden. And they were specifically made for this adapter. And they're made for a PCB to go in between, like I see this, because we used them for our FujiNet 20. But then I found some other pins that I bought online. They're almost the same. You see. See, I wonder if I put them in here and solder them in here first, and then put them into the socket. If that may work. Because the team from the FujiNet team, they use something like this one. see, which is quite a bit different. And if I was to put this in their socket, these are a lot cheaper and simpler. Oh, that also still goes in too deep. Something not right about the socket. Okay, but then these are some of ours here that are carbon printed. Not as nice. Jake printed these. See, and the hole is a bit too small. Very hard to go through. So I don't like the carbon printed ones. I like more the ones printed from JLC. Which are these. No, that's also a carbon one. Okay, sorry, these here. I have one here that I put in one of our pens. Let's see, one of the ones from. See, that goes in a lot easier. Not as deep. But I don't have a lot of these pens. Okay. Then I have another kind of pen here because I don't have. Right, these are the pens I found on Amazon. Which are a lot like the ones I got from Joachim in Sweden. But see, those I can just push in. It's not as long as the ones from Sweden. Now it's pushed in all the way. Yeah, they're just as long. And then if I use this board now, it gives a much flusher fit. Then I have another pen that I was able to buy. These I got from DigiKey. Use that one also. And that gives a nice flush fit. So I think the ones I got from DigiKey are pretty good. That is it. Okay, number 32. Okay, so let's take out the one I got from over there. let's go populate this with the ones. I'm gonna leave these other ones in here already. Just samples, but they're okay. I don't think I can pop this one out. I'm not gonna pop it out. All right, let's go put some of these in. The good thing is I don't have to pound them in. They're not as tight as the ones from Sweden. I just want to make one of these adapters now and see how it fits because it's a different base. It's not the same, you see. You see what I'm looking at is this, you see. I mean, their depth is quite a bit different, and I don't know if that's going to make a difference when I plug it into the machine. You see, so they are hard to push in. Okay, there. All right, so we have that in 8.5. How are you? Yeah, no problem for popping in. I'm probably gonna end soon at 12 or so because I have to be somewhere at 1:30. I need to get ready and lunch and all that. So, all right, now let's see if I can solder this on here. Maybe it's better if I don't push them down all the way because I need a little bit of height for the soldering. Okay. All right, then the other thing I need to connect. Where did I put it? I know I took one out. Oh, oh maybe I didn't. On here now, I have to connect this. No, not this one. Sorry, that's the wrong gender. Hold on. I do have those. I just need to find that box. Um, I'm surprised. Oh, are these them? Hmm. I know I bought them. Where did I put them? Not in this box. that gender, that's that gender. Alright, I gotta find them. I don't know where I put them. Alright, what I need here now is the opposite. Okay, the opposite for because it's gotta plug into this, okay? And I do have them, so that's gotta come here to plug into this, and then this will plug into the back of the machine. But you see, this is what worries me, is when I look. I mean, this is done thick like this for a reason, because it needed some more space to pull away from the chassis of the machine. You see, so these may not work, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I do have those connectors somewhere, but I don't know where I put the box. I did buy them. I brought them down. It's not there. Maybe I threw them in with my SE30 stuff, thinking it's for the SE30. Okay, but what I'm gonna do, I need to go see, because when I look, see what I mean by this here, the thickness difference. So, hey there, Rudy, you came back from another break again. I don't know where I don't know where I put my connectors. I bought a whole slew of them because I knew I was gonna need them. I thought I had them in here already. I gotta find that, but let me check in my SE30 stuff here. Maybe I threw it in here. No, it's not in here with my SE30 stuff. So where did I put that box? I stuck it in here. No. Oh my god, where did I put that damn thing? Anyway. How come when you need something you can't find it? thought I stuck everything in here. Anyway, I'll have to see what I can find with it. Because basically what it needs to be is this, like this. See, it needs, then you can go in. Oh, this one is a bit thinner. I wonder. These, okay, well, this adapter is a bit thinner. It should work. Yeah, actually, mine actually sticks out a bit more. Yeah. Oh, but one thing I don't have, but I can drill it. I don't have the hole that's needed there for the screws. You don't see this? Yeah. Here they have it. I need to try to print this one and see. Yeah, and then I need to order these pins. They're from AliExpress. Okay, so I got some things I need to get done, but I do need to get ready to go to my appointment. Um, Something bugging me that I gotta go and discuss with my doctor and see. So, oh my God, one of those days, guys. One of those days. Let me get this off of here. I need to find my connectors, and I need to check my orders and see. I mean, I have some stuff from I have some stuff from Mauser I need to go pick up today. There's an order that came in that's ready. Um, and since I'm out, I'm gonna look for the screw that I need here so I can close up these cases. Their printing is real smooth and nice, but mine, because of my textured plate, it is textured. So I'm gonna look at these and see, maybe I'll print one of these instead of this version, and print it and see, because this won't take the pins that they say to use. So anyway, folks, I'm gonna call it quits on this stream, because I need to get ready for me to go and take care of my stuff that I need to go do. I'm gonna stop and look for the screws. Um, I'm gonna pick up my shipment that arrived from Mauser, although I don't think the connectors are in that one. I know I bought those. I know I got them here somewhere. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching, y'all. I'm gonna vanish on y'all for a bit now. Maybe later I'll come back and do some more. I'm not sure. But those of you that watch, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and for hanging out with me and watching me build these other nine. They're all right here. Here, there they are. 9 more. I didn't get to the compact board, but I got to do that later. So we'll do it then. Okay. So, folks, thank you, and y'all have a great afternoon or morning wherever you are. Those in Florida, please, I should be safe. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.